Hey guys, have you ever wanted to go to an after hours event or party at Walt Disney World, but you're not sure if it's right for you? Well, today we're going to discuss everything about them and see if they're actually worth the money. That's coming up next.
Hello and welcome back to the Oceaners Travel Show. Back again this week. It's Charles
and Robin.
We just returned from a trip to Walt Disney World.
We did.
Week-long trip.
Oh my goodness. What a week. I did not want to come home. And if I had bukus of money, I probably would not have.
Yeah.
So bukus of money.
Lotto numbers come my way.
I just want to know why, Charles, you cannot be independently wealthy.
Yeah. I was wondering the same thing myself.
Where's your rich uncle?
Dead.
Oh, dang.
And he was poor.
And he was poor.
Oh.
Hey, friends, how are you? We hope you had a fantastic Thanksgiving week, a good holiday week, whatever you decided to do. We spent, like we said, our week in Orlando. We had a fantastic time.
Exhausting, but
yeah, but great.
Ran nonstop.
Did some visits to the mouse.
Yeah, we went to Magic Kingdom.
Went to the Very Merry Christmas party and
At Hollywood Studios in a horrific day.
Yeah, more on that coming.
But it was fun. It was still fun, but it was.
And I was really surprised.
Quite
and I
terrifying.
think you guys will be too once we get the video out.
Yeah, that video's coming.
Of how much we actually were able to do despite the horrific wait times.
Yeah, it was really, really busy.
I'm really surprised that we got as much done as we did. So that's coming.
Also made a trip to the wilderness.
Oh yeah, the Wilderness Lodge. We had never been over there, and
had some yummy breakfast.
We've talked on here before.
I need ketchup
about the Tri-Circle D Ranch.
If you know, you know.
And so we were headed over there, and I wanted to kind of see if we could get a dinner reservation or an eating reservation, and happened to get a breakfast at the Whispering Canyon Cafe.
I got a fast pass.
You did, for the bathroom. If you are not following us on our social medias, Facebook,
you have no idea what we're talking about.
Instagram, yeah, you really don't have any clue, but that's really cool. If you have not been to Whispering Canyon Cafe, I highly recommend that you go on your next trip. It is really fun. And
most of the Disney restaurants they're really good, really enjoyable. We always have a good time at them.
We
also did a Disney outlet visit.
Yes, got quite a bit of goodies.
Videos up on it already.
Go over there and you can see what kind of merch you might find.
And I got some demos in my tums.
Demos?
Did I say demos?
You did.
Delmonico's. Demos is kind of the same thing.
Delmonico's.
Yeah.
If you've ever been to Middle Tennessee, you might have had Demos before.
Demos is really good too.
But it is really good. But Delmonico's is like upper echelon.
Apparently I like Italian steakhouses.
Yeah, I think you do.
It's kind of my thing.
So we're going to dive in here in a minute about the after hours events and the parties.
Can we just walk in? Do we have to dive?
We're going to dive.
I don't want to dive.
And we're going to just see if these things are right for you. We're going to kind of talk about what's included, what's not included, pricing.
Well, before we get to that.
But before we do that, we have some news.
We have an update. Actually, we already covered this as a news story. This is an update to said news story that we just did a couple weeks ago about the 3-year cruise.
The Lifewell Cruise. Remember we talked about that several weeks ago about how they were hoping to embark, I think, from Turkey, but there was some unrest, and
it turned out that we were right. Those people were crazy.
They were. It's not happening, y'all.
You shouldn't book a cruise with a cruise line that doesn't own a ship.
Yeah.
Just kind of.
So I guess some financing issues fell through, and
so as of right now, it's not happening at all.
And they have told the people that had already paid that they will be getting their money back in installments.
Sure they will.
But this same company,
I believe you, really,
is also filing for bankruptcy protection. Yeah. So good luck with that.
I'm sorry if there's anyone out there listening that has booked this trip. It did sound like a fantastic trip. I am very sorry that this happened to you, but you ain't never seeing your money again. I
No.
would be shocked if you ever saw a dime.
I mean, it's really unfortunate.
Yeah. But it's gone.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
sorry.
people spent like $30,000 to $100,000 on this cruise. And I don't know. I watched a report. I think it was it on Dateline or one of those news shows where
It was on the news.
This lady
Sold her house.
Yeah, she sold her house and everything and
All of her possessions.
to embark on a 3-year journey at sea, and now she's
Makes you wonder also, what was her plan when she came back? It's only 3 years still.
yeah.
Was she just planning on dying on the boat? Or, I mean, did she have a plan for when she got back? What's your plan? You just sold your house for a cruise. Now, I like cruising, but not that much.
Yeah, not sure what she was thinking there, but hey.
Yeah, when we touched on this a few weeks back, we said it wasn't going to happen. And, you know, I feel sorry for the people, but I'm also questioning these people's judgments. Usually, if it sounds too good to be true, it usually is. Don't book a cruise without a ship.
Or an unknown company. I mean,
Yeah.
This company was nothing. They had never
Not that I'm aware of.
done anything before, to my knowledge. And yeah, they didn't have a ship. So
That's your first big, gigantic red flag.
yeah, how I mean, I know that originally they had planned on, I think, buying an Ada,
Well, whatever.
retired ship.
How do you even get to the point of selling the cruise before you own the ship?
I don't know.
You don't.
I don't know.
All right, another cruising news. We'll move on from that one because it's just a really weird story. But you got some more Icon news. Yes, I know. Icon. Bleh.
Icon. We are filming this today on Monday, November the 27th. And as of November 27th, Royal Caribbean International has taken ownership of Icon of the Seas.
So you mean we've got a cruise coming up with a cruise line that actually owns a ship?
Yeah.
Nice.
So it is no longer in possession of Turku Meyer, whatever.
Schmirku.
Shipyard.
Whatever.
It is now property of Royal Caribbean International, and she is expected to depart the shipyard tomorrow, the 28th, or whenever you're listening, November the 28th.
This will
To
probably
start
come out
her
on the
voyage.
29th, I think. This episode will come out on the 29th, I believe.
So if you're listening to this on the 29th, it was yesterday.
So, well, that's all the news we've got. So we're not going to spend a lot of time on Icon because we're about to spend a whole lot of time on Icon in about another 60 days.
Yeah, tell your friends, subscribe, because we've got a whole lot of Icon coming up.
Yeah, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, please.
It costs you absolutely nothing.
If you like it, you like it. There might be something useful for you.
If you don't, you can unsubscribe.
Or here's an idea. If you don't, tell us what you would like to see more of or what you think would make it better. We'd love to listen.
Yes. We do have a giveaway coming up.
You ready?
In this video, in this episode.
You can't really see it well. I don't know, but maybe.
It's hard to see. We'll try to maybe insert a picture of it in this video.
Yeah, I'll put a picture somewhere
and if you are
in this
listening
general
to us,
vicinity.
Then please head on over to YouTube at Oceaneers Travel.
We'll post it on Facebook too, the picture.
Yes, but you have to make a comment and be subscribed to this channel for a chance to win completely free of charge to you the official ornament of Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party this year, 2023.
These are the ornaments that are given out to all the party guest participants. We received some extras of these, and we're going to give one of these away.
Yes.
So as she said, the way that this works, when this video comes out, make sure you comment and subscribe to this video and leave a comment under this video. We will reply to whoever's comment we choose as the winner.
Yes.
And give you a way to contact us to get your shipping information so we can get this to you. We're not going to run this contest very long, maybe
a week.
Yeah, maybe a week.
Yeah.
Because we want you to be able to get this in time to put it on your tree for Christmas.
Yes.
So
it's very, very pretty.
So it's really simple. All you got to do, subscribe, completely free. Leave a comment, again, completely free. Then we're going to mail it to you.
Again,
on us.
completely free.
So, hey, it
It's
costs
a-
you nothing and you can get something free out of it. So,
It's a
here's the picture. Here's the
24
ornament.
karat gold plated toy soldier.
Yeah.
It does say Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party
So-
2023 on the bottom.
So, we'd love to have this with you, courtesy of Oceaneers Travel. So, go ahead and do that. Hit those buttons. Let's rock and roll.
Let's do it.
So,
Speaking of Very Merry Christmas Party,
let's start with it.
we wanted to talk today about the different events that they have, and just see if it might be a good fit and something for you. Are they worth it? I think the short answer is yes, but there are some caveats.
I think the short answer is maybe.
Maybe there are some things that you need to consider whenever you're looking to plan one of these events.
First thing, when you go into these events, normally the park is still open that day for people who are not attending the event. So normally they get booted out of the park at a certain time.
Yeah.
But you're allowed in before they get booted out. During this time frame, these events are really hectic and really, really busy.
Yes.
Because you have the day shift and the night shift there at the same time. And you're trying to get everybody out and everybody in pretty close together.
That is true.
When you go in, you get one of these little fancy.
You do get a bracelet of some kind, whether it is a fancy
And it varies.
cloth bracelet or a plastic bracelet that goes around your wrist. This is how the cast members can tell if you are there for the party or not.
I think Jollywood Nights gave you a lanyard instead of a
No,
bracelet.
you got a bracelet too.
You got a bracelet too. Okay.
And a lanyard.
These bracelets are weird because once they come on, they ain't coming off.
Yeah, once they cinch down, they do not cinch back up.
Yeah, so they're stuck,
they're
which I
on
thought was
there.
kind of weird, but
There's
that. So,
But yes, if you enter the park with your party ticket, you will be able to get one of these bracelets. If you are in the park as a day guest and you also have access to the party at night, you can go to various locations around the park to get your wristband. You do not have to go back to the front to get these.
correct.
You'll need to look in the app or ask a cast member, and they will point you to the right direction.
Now, there's things with there's different ones of these. There's the Halloween one. There's the Mickey's Christmas party. There's some other ones. What were some of the other ones? The Jollywood Nights.
Jollywood Nights. And then there's several different after hours events throughout the year at each varying park. So,
And what's included and not included varies by event.
it does. So you very much need to look at the ticket description when you are purchasing
Do some research.
to see what's included. Now,
We love YouTube.
for some of the after hours events, things you're going to see included are popcorn, Mickey novelty items such as like Mickey premium bars and sandwiches, and sodas and waters in the bottle. That's, I think that's a pretty good, because it's unlimited, and for the amount that you spend on like a Mickey bar and a soda, what was that?
That was a yawn.
Was that a Am I boring you to tears? But for the amount that you do spend on like a Mickey bar and a Diet Coke, I mean, that's easily $12, right? 10 to $12. So
As far as the free stuff, some events are better than others. The after hours events where you get the free Cokes, waters, and Mickey bars, those are pretty good.
Not bad.
The Mickey's Christmas party is meh.
Yeah, Mickey's Christmas party, there were 5 locations for cookies and hot cocoa and eggnog and apple cider. They were just okay.
Some cookies were better than others, so it does vary.
Packaged, so I mean, take that for what you will.
Some were okay, some were just.
And it's supposed to be all you care to have, but I did find
They were a little snippy.
A little hard to get more than one.
They were a little snippy with it,
which was kind of weird. I mean,
yeah, kind of dumb.
What does it mean to them? I mean,
Well, and if they say it's all you want,
Yeah.
then it should be all you want.
I mean, I obviously am
Which
not.
I really didn't want that
I'm
many
not gonna
anyway.
go up and want to empty the bucket, but if you're a party that's trying to divide and conquer, you want to be able to get one cookie for each member of your party. And I did have trouble with that at some points, trying to get 4 cookies.
Also, I did not try the hot chocolate. She did, but who had hot chocolate? In the it was 70 something degrees in there. Who wants hot chocolate when it's 75 degrees?
Well, we were sweating, and not being from a Florida type climate where it is blazing hot most of the year, 70 to those folks in Florida probably feels kind of nice and kind of seasonal.
That's
70
hot.
for us when we're running around the park, we were sweating, so it was very hard to try to consume hot chocolate. So we didn't get many hot chocolates consumed. I tried it because for science, and it was really good, really really good hot chocolate, creamy, very chocolatey.
I couldn't even touch it. It was so
But
hot.
He
But
was just
the cider was fine.
he was put off by it because it was so hot.
The cider was really good. The cookies were marginal. I mean, there was nothing extraordinary about any of it to me. It was just, here's something, and
No, I agree. And I do think that they put a lot of emphasis on the other party items that were available for purchase.
right.
Because some of those things looked fantastic, and we didn't really get a chance to try a lot of that because we were running around.
Well,
But
we also ate before we went.
we
so.
did. So yeah, so take that for what you will. I know over at Jollywood Nights there's not anything included, food or beverage wise, which is a little bummer.
Yeah, that's a big error.
Because it is a pretty steep price point to visit that party. So yeah, I've heard mixed things about Jollywood Nights.
So, what would you say are the positives about the extra ticketed events? What are the ups? The ups. Let's give it the ups.
The great things about these extra ticketed events are
the good.
It's decreased capacity. So, normally these events are a max of like 30,000 people, maybe even less for some of the after hours events, maybe even less for Jollywood. I know for Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, I think the capacity for the party is about 30,000, whereas
just still a lot of people.
It's a lot of people, but if you think on a normal park day, if it were to sell out, it would be closer to like 90,000 people.
I'm not going that day.
But,
actually, we did go
do
that.
Have a lower crowd. These are special events that you can only see if you have these ticketed events. So you're going to have special shows, special fireworks, the special party food, merchandise that you can only get if you go to these events. So yeah, you're gonna, exclusivity. Is that a word? Exclusive.
It is now.
Exclusivity.
Spelling across.
Exclusivity. Yeah. Character exclusives. There are going to be several characters
that aren't normally
at the parties that are not normally available regularly. For example, at the Christmas party, you had the Seven Dwarfs. You had Jack and Sally in there.
It wasn't seven magical creatures.
No, seven. No, it wasn't seven magical creatures. And what I thought was really cool is each princess met with their specific prince. So you could see Prince Charming, Prince Eric, Prince Navid. You could see all of them, all of the princes, which was really neat. What else?
Some of the rides have special theming.
Oh yeah, the ride overlays.
Overlays. We're using
overlays for the Halloween party. Space Mountain goes completely dark, and they play spooky music. For the Christmas party, they do like a red and green light theme where it basically is like riding Space Mountain with the lights on, which is kind of cool.
And they play Christmas music instead of space music.
Yeah, so that's pretty neat. The teacups have a special overlay where they play different music and have different lighting. The Jingle Cruise becomes, well, the Jungle Cruise becomes the Jingle Cruise. That was fun. Our skipper was really entertaining.
He was good.
He was animated. He like practically jumped out of the boat at one point. It was really funny. Ride wait times are extremely low during the party.
See, I got to disagree with you there. At points, they are extremely low.
At points, they're extremely low.
Don't think that you're going to just walk on every ride still. Are they less? Yes, but they can still get up there on some rides.
I think in our experience at the Christmas party, the big ticket item was Space Mountain because it had the overlay. So you ended up riding that ride about 3 times, and your max wait time was what, 45 minutes?
Well, yes. I mean, it said 45 minutes. It was actually more like 25.
Okay.
But we turned around and got back on when it said it was 15 minutes, and it went down. So then we had to get out of line, and then we went and rode something else, like the People Mover. And then we went back, and it was back up, and we pretty much walked on for the next 2 times.
Yes. And
so we rode it 3 times, which is great.
Yeah.
Not that I'm a big Space Mountain fan.
I do find that sometimes, don't quote me on this, but in my experience, Disney will inflate the wait times visibly.
It seems to be.
Because the rides that we rode were Jingle Cruise, and it had a posted 40-minute wait.
Yeah, and we waited
20. We waited 15, 20 minutes. Your experience with Space Mountain being 40 and you waited 25.
Pirates was a walk-on.
Buzz had a 35-minute posted wait time, and we pretty much walked on Buzz.
Yeah, and we did Buzz again, me and my daughter, and we walked on it at that time as well.
So it seems like they might inflate the waits in some respects a little bit. And I had other friends in the park that said that they were able to walk onto Big Thunder, walk on to Haunted Mansion.
We did ride Tron for the first time.
We did.
Which is one of my complaints about the Christmas party. Right now, Tron is still on a virtual queue.
Yes.
I think that there shouldn't be a virtual queue for the Christmas party. You've reduced capacity. It should just be open. Just walk on open.
I agree with you there.
For the Christmas party.
For the Christmas party people, once you are in the park at 6 p.m., you can enter a virtual queue for Tron. And then it will give you a number and a boarding group just like normal, and you can come back when that number is called. We were pretty immediately called back, probably by 6:30 after getting in the virtual queue. And they were running Tron with empty cars. And I thought that was just kind of a waste of a good ride.
And you've got people who want to ride it, who they're only getting to ride it once. If you're paying for this extra ticket, you should be able to ride it more than once if you so choose.
I agree, because over in Epcot with their Epcot After Hours, Guardians is open. There's no virtual queue. You just go.
Well, and the fact that you're not selling the Genie Plus or the Lightning Lanes for these events, if you're not selling Genie Plus or Lightning Lanes, why not just get rid of the virtual queue too for that?
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense. I can
see your point.
Disney fix this.
I don't know if they're not wanting to, overwhelm one specific area of the park. I don't know.
But here's the thing for the other people in the park. You have a choice to make. If you choose that you want to wait in line for Tron for an hour, guess what that's going to do to the other rides? It's going to drop their wait times down if everybody chooses to do that. So at that point, then I could go ride the other stuff and walk on. People are going to go where they want to go and choose what they want to choose. There's just no need for it at the after hours thing.
I agree. And even, keep the virtual queue, let everyone do that, but then still keep the standby line open for anybody that wants to ride it more than once.
Yeah, they won't let you ride it more than once.
You can do your virtual queue once, and then if you want to go back through again, go through the main line. But like in our experience, when we got called, we went up to Tron, we scanned in, we never stopped moving.
And then they still won't let you ride it more than
And
once.
then we got up to the cars, and I bet the four of us and maybe two other people on that one specific train. Yeah, it was just, I mean, do you ever really want your ride to be half full? I don't
Well,
know.
and you're paying a premium price for these after hours events. So you should be able to enjoy it how you want to enjoy it. This is just it's just dumb. It's just dumb.
Okay.
Just my opinion. People feel free to
You know what
disagree.
they say about opinions.
I do, but to me, it's dumb.
I don't think they would do anything. They would cause any havoc if they opened it up to people, just like,
No, it's a prime opportunity to get to ride Tron multiple times,
I agree.
which is a good ride, by the way.
I think, honestly, you would probably see more people purchase the tickets just for the ability to ride Tron.
I agree with that absolutely. It's a good ride. It's a very short ride, but I like it.
I did like it. I think my mouth was open the entire time just from sheer awe because we hadn't ridden it before.
But it's short.
It is very short, but thrilling.
It is.
And really enjoyed it.
So the character meet and greets, I did like those. There was a lot of those around. We did not get to do too many of them, but it was nice.
And that'll touch on something else in a minute about that. But also, your photo pass is included in the price of the
Which is
park
good.
ticket for like the special photographs that they take. There are quite a bit of lines occasionally for these different photo opportunities, so keep that in mind. But yeah, it was really neat. They have a Santa Claus that you can meet.
If you can get in.
One of the coolest experiences we had, and you'll see it in our video, was Peter Pan was just roaming around
Oh
in
yeah.
Adventureland. And probably one of the highlights of our night was we were headed to ride Pirates after we had gotten off the Jingle Cruise. And Peter was just jumping around. And I said, "Hey, Peter," thinking that I would just wave at him and he would go on. No, he stopped. And we had a conversation for probably
Couple
5
minutes.
or 6 minutes. And he was asking us, about pirates and how we, wanted to defeat the pirates. And I told him I was going to charm them with cookies. And he, laughed, and we just bantered back and forth.
He was
for
a good
few
Peter Pan.
minutes, and he was a really good Peter. And I love how they stay in their world, like they're immersed.
You
to
definitely
make
love
you
a good Peter.
think that
Peter Pan.
you are, talking to Peter Pan. It's really
You were talking to Peter Pan.
I was.
And he was a very good Peter.
He was. He was great.
You hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to do with you anymore.
That's good. I'm good with that.
So yeah, Peter Pan.
So, we've done the Mickeys. We've done the
What is going on with you tonight? You're
You-
like
you-
over there
you-
flencing and coughing and yawning.
you gave me
and
fleas.
I no, that was poor Nana.
That was what?
You don't get it. It's okay.
Anyway, yeah. We've done the Mickey's Christmas. We've done the Mickey's Halloween. We've done
some
the
after hours.
yeah. We've
event.
done the after hours at Hollywood's. We did not do the Jollywood night. And the question, back to the original question, is it worth it? Yes and no. To me, it is. Some are better than others. The Christmas one was better than the after hours at Hollywood. The Christmas one to me was better than the Halloween one.
I agree with that.
Why are you going?
I think that's a big thing, is that you have to decide for yourself, what are you looking to get out of these parties?
Because you're also only getting, by the time everybody else is out of the park, you're getting
You have 5 hours,
5-6 hours.
maybe less, maybe 4.
Yeah,
I mean, it just
depending on the
depends.
event, but 5 to 6 hours.
And
You can't do it all.
Like we said at the beginning of the show, you're allowed to get in early most of the time, whether it's the Christmas party or the Halloween party. Those events usually don't start till 7. You're allowed to come in at 4. Some of the after hours events don't begin until like 10 o'clock, and you're allowed to come in at 7.
But when you get in early, you can't get the cookies yet.
You cannot.
They're not going to do the special shows. You're not going to get the fireworks shows or the
special characters. Are not
special
gonna be
characters.
out.
You're not going to get the parade. You're not going to get the shows at the castle. None of those are happening until the actual party starts.
Correct. So,
and if you try to do the rides, you're still dealing with lines.
You are. So,
and in some ways, the lines are worse because you're dealing with the pre-existing crowd and the new crowd.
And, you've got Genie Plus people still in the park using their lightning lanes.
Correct.
Now, you can come in and watch, shows that are still available, meet other characters.
But it's not going to be the special shows.
But it's not going to be anything party exclusive. But you can use that time to do other things if you want to.
I didn't look. Was any of the special merchandise out early? I don't know.
I think you can go into the Emporium or over at, I think, is it Merchants of Venus? What is that place over in Tomorrowland? And they will have some party exclusive merch already out that you can browse and purchase.
But you can't do it all in the after hours time. You
Not
can't
everything.
Ride Space Mountain and ride the teacups and ride the Jingle Cruise and see all 3 shows and then see the fireworks and still have time see the parade and get the cookies and ride Tron. It's
impossible.
It's just impossible. We had to divide and conquer in order to be able to do everything that we even did.
Yeah.
And I still feel like we never even made it past Pirates that way or Tron the other way. So we only visited half the park.
Right. I mean, I did more because I went and got the cookies.
Yeah. But the group as a whole.
And we didn't do anything extra.
We rode a few rides.
That's because there was just too much to do. For us, I wanted to prioritize the party exclusive stuff like the shows, the parade, the fireworks, and the cookie stroll or whatever they call it. So with that being said, by the time we got into the park, which is another thing I'll talk about in a minute, my daughter just wanted to go ride rides. And by the time we got over to Magic Carpets of Aladdin, which had the shortest wait, and she was like, okay, let's just do this. We had to wait probably 25 minutes for Magic Carpets of Aladdin before we could ever get on. And by that time, it was time for the Tron virtual queue.
So it's a lot of back and forth.
Got into the Tron virtual queue, and then our number was called immediately, so we had to go ride Tron. And then once we rode Tron, we wanted to go to Space Mountain, but Space was still a 60-minute wait because it still wasn't park closed. And it was just nuts.
So back, we're getting off track, but back to is it worth it? In order for it to be worth it, I think
you got to choose one or the other. You're either going to go
to ride rides,
specifically to ride rides at lower wait times, or you're going to specifically go for the celebration.
Yeah, so choose. If you want to ride rides, you can absolutely go and probably ride every single ride in the park multiple times.
With lower wait times, yes.
Very low wait times.
By the time you get towards the end of the night, like for fireworks, probably about 8:30, 9 o'clock on, you're probably going to be walk on for just about 90% of everything in the park.
Well, if you get there when it first opens and skip all the shows, you don't do the cookies, you don't do the sing along, you don't do the Frozen, you don't do the fireworks, you don't do the parade, you just do the rides.
Yeah.
You could probably ride every single ride in the park.
Yes. Yeah, you could.
And some of them multiple times.
Yes.
Now, where you run into the problems if you want to get the cookies.
Yes.
If you want to see one or more of the shows. So you almost have to prioritize. I'm going for rides or I'm going for the Christmas stuff. And there is not a right or wrong answer. It depends on your family and your dynamic and what you're looking for. My daughter would have been super happy just doing the rides.
Yes.
You wanted to see the parade. I didn't get to see the parade. She did,
Mm-hmm.
which I saw the video footage of it. It was a really good parade.
Yeah, that was probably the second highlight.
I did see the fireworks, and the fireworks were really good. I did see Frozen. It was really good. I did not get to see the sing-along show. I missed it.
Yes. So yeah, we talked about you need to be able to prioritize what you want to do. And you need to discuss that as a family or as a group, whatever, before you go in, because that's going to make or break how much you enjoy these events.
And don't be afraid to split up.
No. We came off Pirates and it was getting close to fireworks time. And finally, I know my way around Magic Kingdom like the back of my hand. So I'm like, you guys just go find a spot. Let me know where you are, because I'll be able to find you, and I'll go get all the cookies. And so I just took off, and I went to at that point, 3 out of the 4
we hadn't got to.
3 out of the 5 we hadn't gotten to, and brought cookies back to everybody.
We ate cookies at the
We did.
And then after the fireworks, we split up, and me and my daughter went and did the rides, and you did the shows.
Yes.
And by that time, it's time to go.
It was.
These shows eat up a lot of time, but especially with the crowds, because it's not just the show, it's getting out of the crowd after the show.
Correct.
Which takes sometimes longer than the show.
So, like we showed you earlier, when you go to an event, you're going to get, especially the parties, you're going to get a party map or an itinerary type thing like this. When you open it up, you're going to have a list of all the important stuff first. So on this, they're going to tell you where the cookies are going to be. They're going to talk about the ornament. But then over here on the side, right here, is a whole entertainment section. So you had the Frozen Holiday Show had one showing during the party at 8:15. You had a Mickey Most Merriest Celebration, had 4 showings. The parade had 2 showings. The fireworks had 1 showing. So as you can see, there was just a lot going on. The Mickey's Most Merriest Celebration was probably a 30-minute stage show, 25 minutes, something like that. And in order to get a good spot, you have to be there a little early, which, like everything else, just like the parade, if you want a good spot for the parade, you've got to be there early. In my experience, I watched the fireworks at 10 o'clock. At that point, when the fireworks were over, I went and scoped out my spot for the parade, the last parade that happened at 11 o'clock. So I sat there in my parade spot for 30 minutes.
Yeah. And that's what you have to do in order to get a good spot.
But at 10:30 or whatever time the fireworks was over, it was slim pickings for a good spot. So, like we talked about and we keep talking about, you just got to choose.
You do.
What? And before we get any further, I mentioned about timing of getting to the park, and I want to talk about that. Like we said before, you can get into the park at 4 o'clock with a party ticket. If you want to get in the park at 4 o'clock, you need to be at Magic Kingdom about 3:15 to get in line. We left our hotel about 3:45.
Yeah, we were late.
We did not get into the park till, what was it, 5:15, 5:30?
Yeah.
Because the lines to get there and everything was just...
Well, again, you're getting people out and people in mass quantities at the same time. It's going to overload monorails and ferries and just staff.
Yeah. And the entrance area to Magic Kingdom, you're going to have one side that's going to be exit only, one side that's going to be entrance only, and there's just going to be a lot of funneling and a lot of directional and a lot of congestion,
which is horrible,
which was crazy, but we made it. I would go back to the Christmas party. Now that I've
mine and your opinions are very different on this. We've discussed this.
We have. Personally, I would go back to the Christmas party. Depending on, what we wanted to do, I would probably go and ride rides the next time.
my thought on it is if it was just me and you going, it's worth it. It's the same thing with not comparing it directly, but some of the festival stuff at Epcot. If we're going, it's just me and you. Yes, it's worth it.
Yes.
If we're going with the kid, it's not.
You have to choose too much.
You have to be a purpose for being there. And to me, the after hours parties, they're just okay for me. You like them more than I do. Again, I think my feeling on that would be different if it was just me and you. But with the kid, and we had your mother there with us as well. Love her.
Yeah.
Love her.
I mean, it comes down to what you're going for. And if it's just us, we take things a lot slower, and we are able to, sit and not be in a rush
hurry
to ride the latest ride. We'd have probably rode Tron, but we probably wouldn't have done anything else really.
No.
And
I've been okay with that.
We would have watched the parade, watched the shows, checked out some merch. We probably would have had a few more items from the menu of holiday exclusive items.
We probably would have ate there before we went.
Probably. So yeah.
So there you go. I mean,
a hodgepodge mix up of our thoughts, and overall it's just, what are you going for? And decide if it's, because the party tickets are going to be just as much as a day pass.
Yeah. And you're not getting as much time.
You're going to look anywhere.
No lightning lanes.
Anywhere from $150 all the way up to $200 for these extra hours events. And your time is, shortened. You don't have as much time in the park.
So,
he said no lightning lanes, no Genie Plus, that is a reason that some of the wait times get so low, is because during the day, you're prioritizing lightning lanes and getting those people through first.
Right.
Which causes the backup and the standbys. If you don't have that, things tend to flow a little more freely, especially at Magic Kingdom, because a lot of the rides are omni-movers, boat rides, a big capacity of people can go through.
So, to me, if the original question, is it worth it? To me, no. That would be my final say on it. No.
Me? Yeah. It's for very different reasons, because I am specifically going for the magic, the extra stuff, the parties, the shows, whatever.
So look at your family dynamic. Look at what you enjoy the parks for. Make a decision. If it's rides, you can spend your money better somewhere else. If it shows, it's worth it. So kind of divide it up that way. What is your family dynamic? There's no wrong way or right way to Disney.
There is not. And there's many different ways. And what works for us is not going to work for some of you.
No.
And vice versa.
And also a factor is, are you visiting from out of town? If like most people are, you don't live in Orlando or the Florida area, you're going to Disney twice a year, once every couple years. Then if that's the case, I wouldn't do the Christmas parties for sure. If I'm only there once a year or less, I wouldn't do these special events.
Oh, and that's a good point too. Make sure when you're making your plans for going to the parks that you're not visiting on a party day.
Oh yeah.
Because
they're going to kick you out.
They are going to kick you out at 6:00, no later. There are no fireworks for you. There are no extra special parades or shows for you. You just have to leave.
Unless you purchase both tickets.
Correct. But your ticket that day is going to be the same price as it would be the next day that there's not a party. So you need to strategically plan around that to get the most out of your Disney buck.
So if you're, again, are out of town and you're only visiting once a year, once every other year, I would not recommend this unless you purchase both tickets. If you are a local or someone who goes multiple times a year, then sure, it's okay to use this as one of your trips.
Yeah, because you can go back and ride Jungle Cruise,
The
whatever,
next time you go,
the next
like
week.
us, I mean, we go to Disney 10 times a year.
Yeah.
So it's different for us, but if not everybody has that luxury. So that's my thought. We're going to end it there for this week.
Yeah.
Go ahead and wrap everything up there. Robin, don't forget about the giveaway.
Don't forget about the giveaway. Like we said, make sure you're subscribed to Oceaneers Travel. Leave a comment down below. We will pick one lucky winner to receive this lovely ornament from this year's Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. There is no purchase necessary to win. This is eligible to anyone worldwide. We will ship worldwide. Guys, it's been great here talking with you. We hope that you enjoyed this episode. If you have any comments down below, things you would like us to cover, let us know. We're more than happy to try to make that content for you. Like I said before, don't forget to subscribe. Give us a thumbs up.
Turn those
Follow
notifications
us
on
all our socials. Listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts. And until next time, friends, we'll see you later. Bye.